Welcome to our latest Wandering Walks of Wonder walking tour. Today we're headed to southeast Colorado to the small city of La Junta. In the early 1800s, this area that would someday become La Junta was the staging ground for some of the most exciting events in American history. These were the favored buffalo hunting grounds of the Arapaho and Cheyenne tribes. Because of this, the Bent brothers, William and Charles, established a fort along a river in 1833. Originally established as a trading post for the Native Americans, Bent's fort became the Southwest's most important outpost and a stopping place along the Santa Fe Trail for travelers, trappers, and explorers. Prior to 1846 and the war with Mexico, the fort was the last outpost of the United States along the Santa Fe Trail before crossing the Arkansas River into Mexico. In late 1875, as the railroad pushed further west along the old Santa Fe Trail, a small settlement was established along the south bank of the Arkansas River, once the international boundary between Mexico and the United States. What would someday become La Junta began as a construction camp for the Santa Fe Railroad. The town, if it could be called as such, was a motley collection of tents and hastily built clapboard structures. As with many of these, quote, end-of-the-line, unquote, railroad encampments of the time, the camp was quite lively, with no lack of watering holes and entertainment emporiums. As we walk through the downtown area of La Junta, we'll see several historic buildings. One of those is this U.S. Post Office. It was constructed in 1915 and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It's a beautifully designed building that's credited to Oscar Winterworth and was created in a Spanish colonial style type architecture. In 1877, the town was nearly forsaken after the railway moved on. However, the Santa Fe Railroad recognized the value of the location and built a depot and roundhouse there by 1879, and also created a Santa Fe Railroad workshop. This once rowdy town became the headquarters for the Santa Fe Railroad's Colorado Division. On May 15, 1881, the residents of this small railroad supply town incorporated and formed the city of La Junta. The name La Junta is Spanish for junction or meeting place and is often pronounced either La Junta or La Junta. La Junta was truly the place where the rails and roads met and diverged to the mountain passes or the wide plains. Legend maintains that a herd of pronghorn antelope ran down what passed for Main Street back then, prompting the city fathers to use pronghorn antelopes on the city seal, where they can still be seen today. The legendary Bat Masterson was one of the first marshals of La Junta in 1884. By the turn of the 20th century, La Junta was a town of substance with brick and stone buildings replacing the old wooden clapboard structures. It was obvious even back then that La Junta was here to stay. It's a really cool urban park here in the downtown area is called Livewell Park, and inside you'll see a beautiful structure that's called a wishing tree. This wishing tree is a way for visitors to engage in something while they're walking through the downtown area. La Junta may be considered a small town, but it has amenities that are missing in much larger towns. The city is located on historic U.S. Highway 50, or also known as the Coast to Coast Highway. It's in the heart of the southeast Colorado farming and ranching country. Some of the finest melons in the world are grown here in Otero County, which are called the Rocky Ford cantaloupes. During the summer months, the farm markets in the La Junta area offer fresh produce from their stands all along Highway 50. Between the La Junta Livestock Commission and Winter Livestock, La Junta is the second largest market for feeder cattle and calves in the country behind Oklahoma City. If possible, take in a live cattle auction while you're here. One wasn't happening when I was, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience to some. But for many here, it's just a way of life for the ranchers here in the Arkansas Valley. As mentioned earlier in the history of La Junta, the Santa Fe Railroad played an important part in the establishment of the city itself, and this park pays homage to that relationship with the railroad. There are several structures as well as a caboose and other information that you can find out about La Junta and the surrounding area. Across the street from us is the Elks Lodge. This is Elks Lodge number 701, and it has served as the headquarters of La Junta's primary fraternal service organization since the lodge was established in 1901. The historic Fox Theater here in the downtown area was built in 1912 as a playhouse, but was purchased in 1939 by the Fox Theater chain and converted to a movie theater. This house remained open until the mid 1980s when it closed for renovations, but reopened again later in 2001, and it continues to be a theater today. This area here along what's called an art alley has some beautiful murals as well as street art that you can see. Thanks for watching this video. If you're a resident of La Junta or have visited before, leave a comment on what some of your most favorite buildings or activities that have taken place in the surrounding area here in La Junta. Also, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on our next Wandering Walks of Wonder walking tour. Take care now. Bye-bye.